All right, so we are doing section 5.3, day 3 today, which is going to kind of go backwards. So we've been graphing trigonometric functions, okay, and we've been using this sort of parent graph mentality where it could be sine or cosine, but we've got the h, the a, the k, and the b that kind of tell us what to do with that parent graph. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to work backwards today. I might give you a picture of a graph, or I might explain or give you some information about the graph, and we're going to end up writing those equations. So let's review. So the a is not actually the amplitude, okay? The a actually represents the height of the graph. So now, we've talked about A. The absolute value of A is actually what we call the amplitude. But you're going to find out that when we graph more of these functions, not every graph has an amplitude, but it might still have an A value. So really, A represents the height of the graph, like how big does it get, sort of, above the zero line, and also below the zero line. 2 pi over K represents the period of the graph. Especially, well, when I'm talking about sine and cosine. But the other thing about that is that the period actually represents the width of one period of the graph, right? It's how wide does that period get? So we use that to figure out if I have to multiply or divide my x value at all. All right, the b value represents my phase shift. So the key word here is that it's a shift. It's actually going to move the graph. And the b value is moving it left or right. Okay? Versus the h actually represents a vertical shift. Right? So again, it's a shift, but this time it might move my graph up or down. And again, all of these values here are represented in my functions, in my form. So I wrote that a few times. If this is not something that is just like sticking out in your head, all right, you probably need to write this down a few more times, because knowing where those are in the equation and how to use them, that's going to be pretty important. Now, another thing that I need to talk about is most of the time I give you an equation of the graph first, and the equation says sine or cosine. So that tells me what my parent graph is. But in a time when I give you a picture of the graph, I need you to remember that actually sine and cosine, depending on where I look at them, they repeat the same values. So when we look at the picture, we have to determine if it's sine or cosine by looking at what we call the fundamental period. The fundamental period is what happens right around 0. So what I'm saying is, if my picture looks like the fundamental period of sine, if it looks like this, even though those values could be misconstrued as a cosine, we're going to call that a sine. And cosine looks more like this, kind of like that B. So we make that decision on a picture by what part they give us, and we're going to match it to the fundamental period. Okay, so let's take a look at number 1. First of all, I want to know, do you think number 1 looks like a sine graph or a cosine graph? Hopefully you said this is a sine graph. It looks like the fundamental period of sine. All right, so then from this picture, I need to get the rest of my information. So A is my height. So basically what I'm saying is, like, how tall and how short, that doesn't make sense, but how far above the x-axis, how far below the x-axis did I go? And in this case, that's going to be 3. So it's sort of my amplitude. It's like if I multiply the 1, how big did I get? So it's a 3. Okay. Period. Remember, period is a width. So this graph starts at 0, and it finishes one period all the way over here at 4 pi. Now, I'm specifically asking you to tell me the period, but look in my equation here. Is there a p in my equation? No. the period is connected to the k value. So I want you to determine the period, and then we're going to use that formula. We know that the period is equal to 2 pi divided by k. So we're going to plug in what we know, and we're going to solve for k. So I know the period is 4 pi. So I'm saying 4 pi is equal to 2 pi divided by k. To solve this for k, the first thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by k. So that's k times 4 pi is equal to 2 pi. Going to divide both sides by 4 pi. And now that tells me that my k value, the pi's cancel, and this reduces to 1/2. So k is equal to 1/2. So I'm going to do this little, math right here every time to go from the period to the k value. Okay, B. B says it shifted left or right. Well, I started at 0, like the beginning of my sine graph starts at 0, just like it always does. So that B value in this case is 0. H is my vertical shift. That means, did I move it up or down? Well, because it's the same distance on the top as it is on the bottom, that means I did not move it up or down, so my H value is also 0. So once I have all of that, I'm going to plug it all into my equation. So I'm going to say y is equal to, I don't have an H, so I don't have to write a 0. A is 3 times the sine of 1/2 x. And that's it. Because I don't have a B, so I don't have to put that in parentheses or do anything with that. Same thing with my H. All right, good deal. Looking at number 2, what is my parent graph going to be here? This is a cosine graph because it's kind of that original V shape. All right, so same thing. So what happens here? This is different. I kind of drew that V shape on purpose to show you that that's actually upside down. That means that it was reflected over the x-axis. Well, what does that to a graph? My A value being negative. All right, that's how I reflect over that axis. Therefore, when I'm thinking of my A value, I'm thinking like how high and how much above, how much below the x-axis did I get here? I got 1/10. But because that's reflected, that's actually a negative 1/10. Okay, this one's also a little tricky to see the period. So the period is the width. So I know the end of my graph is right here at pi over 4. And if you can't tell, I drew this graph. And maybe I should try to update this, but actually each one of these sections is a pi over 4. So I have a pi over 4 here. Here's a negative pi over 4. That's negative 2 pi over 4. And this is negative 3 pi over 4. So the end of the graph is supposed to be here at negative 3 pi over 4, all the way up to 1 pi over 4. So what is that distance? It's pi. So the period is pi. But again, the period doesn't go into my equation. I use that the period is equal to 2 pi over k. So pi equals 2 pi over k. Same thing's going to be true. Multiply both sides by k. So k pi is equal to 2 pi. Divide both sides by pi. K equals 2. All right, so if I know that, I can just plug it in and solve every time. Okay, B. Did I shift this thing left or right? Yes, I did. Okay, so usually my cosine graph starts right here at that point. So it actually moves to the left 1, 2, 3 pi over 4s. Now, in my equation, the B value is always subtracted. We know that that's opposite. So if I know that this is going to the left, like this is going to be a positive inside here. It's going to say plus B, but the actual B value is negative. right? Because it's going to be like x minus a negative 3 pi over 4, because that would make it a double sign change, and that would mean that it goes to the left. So it's a little confusing. It's sort of opposite of what we think. All right. H value. Did I pick this thing up and move it up or down at all? No, I did not. All right. Therefore, I've got all the information and I'm following my formula. So y is going to be equal to, there's no h, negative 1/10 cosine of, let's see, k is 2, and this is going to be x plus 3 pi over 4. And that's my answer. Good. So it's one thing getting all this information from a picture. It's another thing if I just give you a sentence or two, and then we're going to fill it in. So for example, I'm specifically telling you that this is a cosine graph. So it tells me that my parent graph is cosine. It says that my amplitude is 5. So that means my A is equal to 5. Because amplitude is the absolute value of A, okay? And then it says that the period is 8 pi. So again, if the period is equal to 2 pi over k, 8 pi is equal to 2 pi over k, multiply both sides by k, divide both sides by 8 pi, kind of speed up the process here, k is equal to 1/4. All right. B, does it say anything in my information about shifting left or right? Nope. How about shifting up or down? Also no. Therefore, using this information, I can write my equation. Y equals, it's going to be 5 cosine of 1/4 x. Good. Now, I think there's a little mistake on our sheet here. So the A, K, these lines are on the next page, so we can just write them down. So if you want to try this one on your own, you can, and pause the video and then come back. All right. As I'm reading through this one, I notice it's a sine graph. Now, this one says I have an amplitude of 2, but it also says it's reflected over the x-axis. So that means that my A value is actually a negative 2. That's how I reflect it over the x-axis. Okay, if the period is 2 pi, so 2 pi is equal to 2 pi over k. What's k equal to? 1. And again, you could do that math, multiply both sides by k, divide by 2 pi, and all cancel out to be a 1. So k is equal to 1. B, it has a period of 2 pi and shifted to the left pi over 6. So kind of like we did up here, if it's going to the left, then the B value is negative pi over 6, but when I put it into my equation, right, x minus a negative pi over 6, that's going to do a double sign change. Okay, and it doesn't tell me anything else, so my H value is 0. So go ahead and write that equation then. So I get y equals negative 2 sine of parentheses x plus pi over 6. Good. Couple more on the back page if you flip it. All right. Yep, see, this was here from before, so oops. All right, same thing. So if you want to try these on your own, you can, and then check with my video or just do it on your own. So a cosine graph with an amplitude of 3 reflected over the x-axis has a period of 3 pi and moves up 6 units. All right, so it's a cosine graph. Amplitude of 3, but reflects over the x-axis. A is a negative 3. Period is equal to 3 pi. So 3 pi is equal to 2 pi over k. Solve this. Divide both sides by 3 pi. Turns out that k then is equal to 2/3. Okay. Then it says that it moves up 6 units. Well, up is my h value. And it says nothing about going left or right, so that's a 0. So when I plug this in, y equals -3 cosine of 2/3 x plus 6. Now, this is perfectly fine. I will say, though, I'm kind of getting used to where people do this a lot. The h we always put first. So honestly, it might look like this. Y equals 6 minus 3 times the cosine of 2/3 x. And these two graphs are exactly the same, those two equations. Okay, so maybe put the h first to match everything else. It could be on the front or the back of the equation. All right, last one. A sine graph, period of 2 pi over 3, amplitude of 9, moves down 1 unit. What's my A? 9. What's my K? 2 pi over 3 equals 2 pi over K, so K is 3. B is 0, doesn't move left or right. Down, H is equal to -1. Write the equation, y equals -1 plus 9 times the sine of 3x. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so homework for this is in your worksheet packet. So there is a worksheet 5.3 that's got writing equations and also doing some more graphing. All right, let me know if you have questions.